In today's video, I'm gonna quickly show you how you can fix the annoying problem of having your iPad stuck in here on the black screen, which is also known as the dead screen. I know it's something for you to worry about because you may be in a situation where this is much complex. This could be, for example, something caused by a malfunction of your hardware or your motherboard or your battery or your charging port, or it can be something much simple such as your software or having a glitch or a bug here on your iPad, which is very common in here, specifically in old iPad models. Now, do not worry, I'm gonna show you how to fix this. In my case, I have an iPad mini in here, but if you do have a different iPad model, do not worry, the process is exactly the same, and I'm gonna guide you in order to help fixing your problem. My name is Shaq, and in this channel, I help you fixing tech-related issues, especially stuff related to Apple devices. So if you're into tech content, consider subscribing here to the YouTube channel. Now, jumping straight into today's video in here, this can be caused by a software issue or a hardware issue. If it's a hardware, it's much complex, but I'm going to show you how to understand the cause and how to fix it. If it's a software, this will be 100% solved in today's video. But it's important for you to follow the steps in the specific order that I'm going to show it to you, because one step actually complements the previous step. It's important for you not to skip any step in here so you do not miss anything throughout the video. Now, jumping straight into the very first step in here, it's very basic, but you want to double check our charger because you want to definitely rule out the possibility of the problem being related to your charger. So what you want to do in here is simply change the cable or change the socket, or try the entire charger on a different iPad or iPhone. You want to see if it charges a different device to ensure that the problem doesn't lie in here. Another thing you can do is simply connect the charger here into your iPad, connect into your socket, into your wallet, and keep it charging for approximately 20 minutes to see if anything works out. You may be in a situation where your battery has been turned off for years or anything like that, or it started aging and it would require a lot more time for it to kickstart. So keep it charging for 15 to 20 minutes to see if anything changes. Now, if nothing changes, no problem. We're moving in here into the next step where we're gonna diagnose with another method in here. Now, on step number 2, what we're gonna be doing in here is simply taking a toothpick. It needs to be made of wood, nothing made of any sort of conductor like metal or iron. Okay, so you want to take a toothpick in here, just one, something like this, right? Now, next up, what we're going to do in here is simply put it upside down like this. Okay, I've got two devices in here just to showcase it to you how it's going to be if you have a much recent iPad with a Type-C charger or a much older one with a Lightning one. So I'm going to show you in two different iPads. If you have an iPad with a Lightning charging port, all you want to do is take the toothpick in here and insert it to clean. Okay, so you want to keep it in, perform this movement in here. You want to insert it and, remove dust in here by inserting it, removing, inserting, removing, inserting, remove it. Perform this to the left side for approximately 5 minutes, and then the same movement but to the right side like this. Insert it, right, remove, insert it, right, remove it. Okay, now make sure that you're touching the wall, the end over there of the Lightning charging port, because the problem can be lying here on your charging port. You're trying to charge, but it's not charging because you have a lot of dust or lint in here, which is very common when we insert our devices into our pocket or whenever we're exposed to environments with a lot of dust. So you want to perform this for in total 10 minutes, 5 to the left and 5 to the right. And even if you inspect the toothpick, you can see a dark dot in here. My charging port is kind of clean, but yours could not be. Maybe you do have a lot of dust in here, so you want to make sure you remove as much as you can. Now, if you have an iPad with Type-C port in here, instead of using the toothpick, we're gonna need a toothbrush. Make sure that it's clean and brand new and that it's 100% dry. So you want to insert the toothbrush in here correctly and remove as much dust as you can. Perform it to the left like this. Do not worry, this doesn't damage anything in here. Left, okay, left, insert, left, insert, left, insert, left. 5 minutes to the left and then 5 minutes to the right side as well to remove as much dust as you can in here from your charging port. Okay, so this is how it goes. We want to clean our charging port in here to ensure that the communication between your phone and your charger is working fine and that all the pins are connected when you insert your cable here into your iPad device. Now, once you're done cleaning your charging port, you're going to reconnect the same charger and keep it charging for 20 more minutes to see if it turns on or if the problem gets sorted out. Now, if this doesn't help fixing the problem, if it simply doesn't turn on or or if it simply gets stuck on the Apple logo, or if it gets stuck on that specific battery logo with the red color or anything like that, do not worry, we're moving into the next step in here, which will be a much advanced step in here. Now we need to perform a forced restart. Now please note that you won't lose any sort of data, so you do not need to worry about it. A forced restart is essentially restarting your iPad as if it's coming from a deep sleep, okay? It helps us rebooting completely, and usually I do recommend this every 15 days so your iPad processes normally as it should process. Now, in order to perform a forced restart, if you do have a much newer iPad, for example, an iPad that doesn't come with a physical button in here, all you want to do is rapidly tap on volume up and then down, and then press and hold the power button until you see the Apple logo on your screen. Power button could be located here or it could be located here, okay? If you have an iPad without a physical home button, rapidly volume up, down, and then press and hold the power button until you see the Apple logo. Now, if you have a much older iPad device like mine in here, which comes with a physical home button, all you want to do is simply press and hold the power button. Mine is located right here along with the physical home button. Press and hold both of the buttons combination, okay? You're going to press and hold them until you see the Apple logo. So once you see the Apple logo, you're going to release both of the buttons combination, okay? Remove them. Now, in case you see the Apple logo blinking fast, then you want to wait for the second Apple logo to release both of the buttons combination, and this should help turning on your iPad. Mine has turned on, but in your case, yours may not turn on. If it doesn't turn on, do not worry. We're going to move into the next step where I'm going to help you fixing this annoying problem in here. Now, if you are in a situation where your iPad still didn't turn on, for example, let me quickly turn off my iPad in here, slide to power it off. Okay, it's off again as it was. Okay, now what we're going to be doing in here is we're going to need the laptop in that case, and we're going to put our iPad in DFU mode, okay, which is the downloading mode from where we can actually update the software of our iPad. You may be in a situation where your software is corrupted and you're unable to update it from your iPad because you don't have access to your iPad. It's simply not working, it's unresponsive, okay? So in that case, what we're going to do is take a USB cable, okay? Now make sure that your USB cable is original or a cable that transfers data. Okay, mine is a replica from a different brand, but it's a cable that works fine, that transfers data, because there are a few cables that only work for charging, that only charge, okay, mostly used in cars and stuff like that. So you want to connect the first end into your laptop. If it's a Windows laptop, you need to connect it, and then you need to download iTunes from Google. iTunes is, of course, the software that is used to transfer data from your iPad to your laptop. Now, if you do have a MacBook, you do not need to actually download iTunes because it's not required. All you need to do is just turn on your MacBook and connect the cable, okay? So now let me quickly connect the cable into my MacBook. There we go. My MacBook is already on. In my case, I've got a MacBook and my MacBook is running. And now I'm gonna connect my USB cable into my iPad. Now, if you have a much recent iPad without a physical home button in here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna connect, and as soon as you connect, you're gonna press and hold the volume down. Connect it and immediately press it, okay? Your iPad will turn on normally, and then it's gonna go into the DFU mode. If it doesn't turn on, remove the cable, simply connect and press and hold the volume down along with the power button. Press and hold continuously until you see the DFU mode. This needs to be done rapidly. Now, if you have a much older iPad with a physical home button like mine, you're gonna connect and immediately you're gonna press and hold the physical home button in here. This is how it goes. Connected, rapidly pressing the home button. Just wait for a couple seconds, keep on pressing it, and then you'll be brought to this screen here, which looks like this. Release the home button, and this is how your screen should look like. It's gonna ask you to connect to iTunes or to your MacBook right here, okay? It's called the DFU mode or the recovery menu or recovery screen. Now, this is basically a method that allows us to update our software in specific cases where your software is corrupted or you are in a situation where your iPad simply doesn't turn on, something has happened, very extreme, okay? So once you're connected on your MacBook or on your laptop, you'll be able to see a pop-up now which says, hey, you've connected connected the iPad XYZ, you can either update it or you can restore it. So the very first option is the one we want to try first, update. Because if you go with update, you won't lose any sort of data. Simply tap on update and update your iPad's model software. Okay. Now, if you're unable to see update on your Mac, if you only see restore, then you're in a much complicated situation where unfortunately you're going to lose all your data. All your data will be wiped out. But the good part is that if you had a backup done before, you can of course restore it. If you had iCloud and you keep on doing updates, then after restoration, you can restore your data. Now, there's no other way in case it's only the restore button. It's either you want to use your iPad again, or unfortunately you're going to stay like this, which is also not useful because your iPad is just stuck on the black screen. So once you tap on update or restore, your iPad will update or restore and you'll be good to go in no time. Your iPad will turn on as a brand new iPad and you'll be able to use your iPad. This is how you can actually fix in the most advanced way the software problem in here. Now, if you're unable to get to any of these screens, if your iPhone simply doesn't respond to none of this that we've done in here, the problem is much complicated and could be a hardware problem. So in that case, for example, you would need to double check your battery. I would 60 to 70% say that your problem is related to your battery because it's not responding, it's not turning on. So you need to approach a repair shop or a service center and then try replacing your battery with a different one, or disconnect the battery and then reconnect it by opening your iPad. And this needs to be done carefully with a specialist or someone who really understands the matter in here. Now, once you do that, your iPad should turn on. If it doesn't turn on, chances are your logic board or your motherboard may be the main cause of this issue. I hope this really helped you out, and as soon as your iPad turned on, in case it's a software problem, if you've updated it, you're good to go. If you haven't updated it, if it has turned on by any of the first steps, I would recommend you guys to hop straight into settings and update it immediately just to ensure that it's not a bug or a glitch. Thank you so much for making it till the end of the video, and if you find my content useful, consider subscribing, like the video, and let me know down in the comment section if you do have any question or doubts so we can discuss further. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.